This is a group from Sardar Patel Institute of Technology, and the group members are Om Rane, Sahil Rane, and Anirudh Menon. We are students of the EXTC Department. The topic of the Signals and Systems project is Image to Text and Text to Speech Conversion using Python. The professors for these projects are Dr. Najib Ghatte and Dr. Shanti Swamy. I, Anirudh Menon, would be explaining you few parts of this code. We have written this code in VS Code. If you do not have VS Code, you can get started by installing it. These four libraries are basically the prerequisites for this program to run properly. So you need to have these four libraries installed before starting. For the installation part, you need to go down here in the terminal and write pip install cv2-python and then pip install pytesseract. Similarly, you need to install the GTTS and Pygame libraries as well. Coming to the purpose part, the CV2 library helps us in image processing. The pytesseract library helps us to extract the text from the image. GTTS, which is Google Text to Speech, helps us to convert the text into audio, and the Pygame library helps us to display the audio to the user. Next up, coming to some technical issues which you might face is basically the images you are loading must be in the same folder. So basically this image1, image2 and image3.png exists over here. You need to make sure that there is no mismatch in the name or the type of the file over here. For example, if I load a JPG file instead of a PNG file, it will give me an error. So you need to be careful about that. Another issue which you may face is you need to make sure that you have internet access. Google Text to Speech needs internet access, so you need to have the internet connected. Another issue you may face is while installing the pytesseract library. If it gives you an error using the pip command, you need to go to GitHub and download the pytesseract.exe file and configure it properly over here. Then it will work properly. Next up, we'll discuss the code further. Pygame.init basically initializes the Pygame library which we are using. These three statements basically loads the image into the image1, image2 and img3 variables. This basically checks whether the image is loaded properly. For example, if there is an empty image or the image is not loaded, it will print error loading image1.png. Similarly, this does for image2 and image3. And if there is no error, it will give the height and width dimensions to the image1, image2 and image3 respectively.
So my name is Om Rane and I'm going to explain the further part of the code. So I'm going to start with the line number 31, and in this the code will fetch for the image 1, and then coming to the box 1, that is pytesseract.image to boxes image 1. So basically it will set the box for the image for the image 1, and coming to the data 1 variable, that is pytesseract.image to data image 1. Basically it will extract the data from the image we are giving to it, and the similar functions will be for the image 2, that is image 2 and image 3 functions. And now coming to the def char1 function, basically it will define the character and the word processing functions. So also here also it will fetch for the images, that is image 1 or image 2, image 3 respectively. And first in the a variable it will split the text for us, and then the x, y, w, h basically sets the limits for the text. Now coming to the cv2 dot rectangle, it will set the bondings or the limitations for the image box. And now cv2 dot put text, it will basically set the limits or the bondings for the text which we are going to print in the output. And now cv2 dot imshow, it will basically show us the image in the output side. Now the cv2 dot wait key basically waits until we are clicking any of the key on our keyboard. Now the similar functions are for the char2 function as well as for the char3 function. So for the def text to speech function in the line number 82, and now in the line number 83, it will basically check for the image 1 from the if statement, that if the image is present in the input or no. And then for the line number 85 with open string.txt comma w as file write, it will basically write the file which we have inputted to it in the form of string.txt. Now for the for if statements, it will basically set the bondings and the limits for the text which we are going to say it in the speech form. And now for the with open string.txt comma r as file read, it will basically read the file which that is the string.txt file and convert it into text to speech. Now in the language equal to English, that is we have mentioned here language is equal to en, and the line equal to file read will basically read out the file. Now if line dot strip function, here in the speech equal to gtts, that is text equal to line and lang equal to language and slow equal to false, are basically the conditions which we have specified earlier. That is the text equal to line is the line which we want to be read, and language is basically the language which we have specified, that is English. Now speech dot save text.mp3 basically will save the mp3 file in the form of in the name text test. And now the pygame.mixer.music.load test.mp3 will basically load the mp3 file for us. And now the pygame.mixer.music.play will play the mp3 file for us. Now the similar functions will be seen in the text to speech 2 function as well as for the text to speech 3 function.
I am Anirudh and I would be explaining you the main function of this program. So the first statement in the main function is while true. This basically ensures that the following statements execute infinite amount of times until the break statement is executed. This helps us in making our program a menu driven program. The first statement in the while loop is basically a prompt statement which asks the user to enter a number between 1 and 6. If the user enters 1, the char1 function is executed and the text from image 1 is extracted. If the user enters 2, the char2 function is executed and the text from image 2 is extracted. If the user enters 3, the char3 function is executed and the text from image 3 is extracted. If the user enters 4, this text to speech function is executed and the user hears the audio for the image 1. If the user enters 5, the text to speech 2 function is executed and the user hears the audio for image 2. If the user enters 6, the text to speech 3 function is executed and the user hears the audio for the image 3. If the user wishes to exit the program, he or she can enter any number apart from 1 to 6. For instance, the user enters 0, it will print "Thank you for using the program." This break statement is crucial as it ensures that we break out of the loop and the loop doesn't run infinite amount of times. The last statement in this program is cv2.destroy all windows. This basically ensures that there remains no open windows in the program and everything shuts and closes successfully.
Hi, I am Sahil Rane. Now I will explain the output part and we will see how we get the output of this code. So now let's start by clicking on the run button. So after clicking on the run button, we see these lines related to Pygame on our window. So these lines tell us that our code has been compiled successfully. Also there is a question of choosing the option by entering numbers between 1 to 6. So by this the user can choose the option in order to either see the text in the loaded images or to hear the audio form of the text in the loaded images. So now we will enter the numbers 1, 2 and 3 in order to see the loaded images, that is the text in the loaded images, and similarly we will enter the numbers 4, 5 and 6 to hear the audio form of the text in the images 1, 2 and 3 respectively. So now let's start by seeing the text in the first image. Let's enter 1. So after entering 1, the loaded image 1 is generated in another tab. Let us view it. Also the characters recognized here are highlighted by using bounding boxes. This shows that the text is detected by the system with the help of this code. Now let us verify by seeing our loaded image. So we can see that the text in the loaded image and the image generated matches. So now let's do this for the second image as well. So now entering 2. Again the image is generated in another tab. Again we can see the text has been detected and we can see that. Now let us verify this image. So again the text matches. Now let us try this for the third image. So now entering 3. Okay, again the text is highlighted with the help of bounding boxes. Now let us verify the text. Clicking on image 3. Again we can see that the text in both the images matches. From this we have understood that this code successfully recognizes the text in the images. So now we will hear the audio form of the text in the loaded images first 1, 2 and 3. So now we will enter the numbers 4, 5 and 6 in order to hear the audio form of the text in the images 1, 2 and 3 respectively. So now let us start by entering 4.
WTO stands for World Trade Organization. WHO stands for World Health Organization. UN stands for the United Nations.
So now we heard the audio form of the text in the first image. Now what happens as we enter 4 here, a .mp3 file, that is the test.mp3 file is created, which is the audio form of the first image, and we can see the audio jack on our screen. Also along with it, a .txt file, that is string.txt file is created, which shows us the text in the first image. So now after seeing the text in this image, we can verify that the text in this image is same as the audio we heard. Now we will try this for the second image. So now entering 5.
This project is made by Om Rane, Sahil Rane and Anirudh Menon.
So we have heard the audio of the text in the second image. So now again as we enter 5, a test2.mp3 file is created showing the audio jack for the text in that image, and also a string2.txt file is created showing the text in that image. Now let us try this for the third image. So now entering 6.
ISRO stands for Indian Space Research Organization.
Now we have heard the audio form of the text in the third image. As before, again one test3.mp3 file is created for the audio in the third image showing the audio jack, as well as a string3.txt file is created showing the text in that image. Okay, so now let us see what happens when we enter any other number. So now entering 0. So as we enter 0, we get a message, thank you for using the program. From this we see that our code is working successfully. We have successfully executed our code.
So guys, that's it from this video. I hope that you have understood the entire working of this code. If you guys have any doubts, drop a comment in the comment box. And if you have really liked the video, share it as much as you can. And also, do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.